Many of you asked, should I make friends at work? The answer is a resounding yes. Today, we are going to talk about how making friends at work and socializing more actually increases your productivity, not the opposite. One of the things that neuroscientists have found over the last 7 years or so, a really amazing discovery in neuroscience, is the fact that social processing, as it would turn out, is huge in your subconscious brain. In fact, and I'm going to show you a diagram right here, of all of your neural processing happening in your subconscious brain, almost 80% of your neural networks are involved in social processing. What it means is that neuroscientists now say social processing is king, and it means that the social environment you're in, making friends and socializing, has huge benefit for your brain in terms of how well it functions, as well as how much it processes reward. Old school thinking told us that having friends at work, that socializing was really non-productive time, and that the more time you were spending at the water cooler, the less time you were spending doing work and being productive. However, latest research shows that people who socialize at work, or said differently, people who feel like they have a friend or more at work, really like work more, get more done, and are more productive. Now, there's a reason for this. Not only is the brain hypersocial when it comes to its processing, it processes socialization like reward. It really likes to socialize. And so when at work you actually socialize more, there's of course a limit to this, but when you feel like you have friends, then what happens is your reward centers become activated and you feel a lot more motivated to do the work that you have to get done at work. Another reason that this works is because when you socialize and you feel like you have friends at work, you feel like you belong. And just like Maslow said, what we know is that belongingness, connectedness, embeddedness really matter for identifying your in-group and for identifying your tribe effectively. So when you socialize at work and you feel like you have friends at work, you feel like you belong. There's another reason that this helps. When you feel like you belong, what happens is that the work you end up doing doesn't feel like you're doing it for the man. It ends up feeling like you're doing it for your team. So when you identify with people at work, when you socialize, when you make friends, you don't just end up more productive and more motivated, but you feel like you have a better purpose for the work that you're actually doing. Another interesting fact about socializing at work or having friends at work is the fact that very many new research studies have shown that as people exit an organization, when they do their exit interviews, often it wasn't compensation, it wasn't how much money they made, it wasn't the environment. In fact, the number one reason people were leaving unhappily was because they didn't have friends at work. They didn't have anyone they identified with, and they didn't feel like they belonged. Making friends at work, socializing, and feeling like you belong also add to something that psychologists call psychological safety. The idea that when you're at work and you feel like you belong, like you're connected, like you're embedded, you actually feel a lot safer, like it's a lot less threatening of an environment. Now, this has benefits not just because it's more comfortable, but also because when you feel more psychologically safe at work, you're much more likely to be willing to take risks, to innovate, to come up with new ideas, because you don't feel like those are going to get shot down or rejected. You feel like you're in an environment that you can safely put in new ideas. So part of the reason to make friends or to socialize is also to create an environment that's psychologically safe for you to do your work in. Finally, one of the really important pieces about socialization and making friends at work, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but have you ever had a conflict with someone at work, or you just can't seem to get along? The likelihood is the reason that that's happening is because they don't identify you as their in-group. They don't identify you as part of their tribe, and they don't feel psychologically safe with you. So if you have a conflict, one of the best ways to overcome that conflict is to try to befriend that person. If you can get them on side socially in a non-formal, non-work related way, you're much more capable then of having them feel as though you're someone they want to work with. And people are a lot easier to work with when they want to work with you. So another benefit of creating friends and socializing at work is that it decreases workplace conflict and it increases your ability to get things done. People become much less difficult to work with and much more likely to want to work with you. Do you want to be part of my tribe? Want to work with me? Every day I put out a video just like this. If you subscribe and hit that little bell, you'll be coming to work with me every day.